What's up, everybody? Welcome to Virtual Redban number 635, New Wave Dragon's Lair. That's right, I have a new addiction. I am addicted. Just within a day, I have become obsessed with something from New Wave Games, and we'll talk all about that very, very soon. I know I'm late today. I was actually going to start at 9:30, and then 10 o'clock, a huge storm hit again. It's still kind of going on right now, and I thought I would wait it out, and it was a pretty bad one. A lot of lightning, man. That was more lightning than I think I've ever seen, and so I decided to wait it out, and now it's kind of still going on, but I think it's safe enough. I don't want to be electrocuted with all this fucking shit around here. So, anyways, I guess now it's Saturday morning, Friday night. I am having my first drink of the morning. Tip of the morning to you. There you go. Guys, today, I guess, Saturday, if you are in Austin, Texas, I am having a special edition of my secret show. My secret show is every Thursday here in Austin, Texas. It's at Vulcan Gas Company. Well, it's about to leave Vulcan Gas Company. One more show next Thursday at Vulcan, and then I'm going 100% to my new comedy club, the Sunset Strip Comedy Club here in Austin, Texas. It's right downtown on 6th Street, Dirty 6. It's right next door to Comedy Mothership, 2 blocks down from Vulcan, and I am moving my secret show there starting on May 18th. It's gonna follow Roast Battle. What a night. But anyways, May 18th is when I will be going my weekly secret show there. But tomorrow, or Saturday, today, I guess, we are doing a special event secret show. And it is, I thought I had it pulled up because it looks so much like the Virtual Redban poster I just did. Anyways, it's tomorrow at 9 o'clock. It's a special time. It's a special day. It's a special Saturday show, and it is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of surprises. A lot of people are in town right now. It's a huge party, and it's following a karaoke party. Right after it, we're doing karaoke. If you haven't been to a good karaoke until you see a bunch of drunk comedians doing karaoke. I did it last night. I went to the Sunset room last night. And it was like midnight, and there was a karaoke party going on. They've been doing a lot of karaoke parties late at night there, which is cool. I am a big fan of drunk karaoke. And I actually went up and sang a song. That's how drunk I was last night. And I did a little speech at the beginning. I said, my karaoke song, my whole life has been a certain song. And that was the only song I would ever do. for karaoke. And then Dave Chappelle announced to everybody and started doing it all the time that his was the same song. And of course, that's Creep by Radiohead. And now I just feel weird doing it because it's like everybody does Creep by Radiohead. And it was my special thing. And, Dave Chappelle's, I felt like I had to do a new song. So I did Lump by Presidents of the United States of America instead. And it was horrible. I was wasted. I've never done that song live, or I've never sang, I guess, that song on karaoke. And that's a harder song to do because it's like, it's lump sad alone in a, it's way different than I'm a creep. It's faster, I guess. And I was a little bit too drunk. I remember at one point I even switched my voice to like a girl voice or something like that. It was a mess, hot mess. But I mean, isn't that what karaoke is all about? Anyways, tomorrow, Saturday, 9 o'clock is the Secret Show, followed by a karaoke party. 9 p.m. You can go get your tickets at Sunset Strip's website, Sunset Strip ATX. Or the easiest thing is just go to deathsquad.tv and you'll see it right there. First thing that you see. You could also go there to see all the past episodes of Kill Tony. Or you can click on Shop Squad at the top and get some merch, like some hats and some shirts and some mugs. Anyways, tomorrow, come out to the Sunset Strip Comedy Club, guys. Just do it. Come party with us. Special Saturday edition. Getting it ready for its new home at the Sunset Strip Comedy Club. Other than that, I don't really know what else to tell you guys. Here's my P.O. box, I guess. Or if you want to send me an email, there you go. Have at it. How are you guys doing in the chat? Cool. Hello. I might be appear a little bit sweaty because while I was waiting, while the storm was going on, I've been having a lot of internet issues. I pay for 5 gig fiber. That's right, 5 gig fiber. And it usually is fast as fuck, but recently it's been only giving me like 100 megabyte up, 100 megabyte down. And I had to do one of those tech support phone calls with AT&T, and where it lasted an hour and a half, and the guy just didn't understand what I was telling him, and so he just wanted me to replace the box. So they sent me a new box, and my internet's working, but it's just not as fast as it should be. So I thought this is a good time before I do VR. Let's try to fix the internet. And I also had a new network switch, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just fix all the shit that could go wrong. So I bought a new network switch, 16 network switch, a 16 input network switch. I don't know how there's 16 rooms in this house because I have 16 network cables plugged in. So that's interesting to me because I don't believe that is possible. So it makes me think that I am plugged into things like in the attic and shit, in the garage. Is there a network in the garage? Maybe outside? Like where? I need to because I moved into this house and the network is already in this house. It has like that thing where there's like a network thing in every room. There's like whatever. It's wired for everything. But there's not 16 rooms in this house because I was sitting there counting and I was like, where there? So there, I would say there's like 14 rooms in this house, maybe 13. But so it makes me wonder where all this other shit's going. Like I feel like I'm going to have one of those TikTok videos one day where I'm going to like push something on a wall and it's going to open up this like secret room or something like that, or like there's a cable going under my house to my neighbor's house or something fucked up like that. Because before I didn't even have half the cables hooked up in my, because I only had an 8-port switch. I know I'm talking nerdy. Some of you get it. But I was like, okay, well, I just need my bedroom. I need this office. I need, downstairs office. So I just picked which ones I needed. but where are all these extra rooms at is what I'm saying. But now my internet is fucking blazing fast. Everything is fixed. But it was one of those things where it's been, I had to run back and forth because, of course, my network switch is in one room. This internet wasn't working up here. And then my router's in another room. So I'm literally running around the house. I'm like fucking drenched in sweat. And it took me like an hour, which it shouldn't have taken that long, but finally got it all working. Everything's good now. So that's good. Oh shit. Cryomaniac 2099. Thank you, buddy. Dab o'clock, Redban. It's been 2 years. 2 years since what? Since you've watched Virtual Redban, or 2 years you've been watching, or 2 years this show has been on? Has it been 2 years? Is it the 2-year anniversary I forgot to celebrate? Anyways, thank you for the tip, you boo. I'll dab with you. I mean, not dab, but you get it. A little green tea. It is hot as balls outside. If you're talking about Austin, Texas, it's also hot as fuck. It was so hot today. I mean, that storm pretty much knocked it down a little. Right now, it's just 80 degrees, and it's 12:20 in the morning, and that's actually lower than it was, and it's just soaking wet humidity, and the humidity must be 98% or something crazy like that. 100%. This must be water. I don't know. Oh, it's been 2 years since you donated and said dab o'clock. Okay, you used to do it once a week. See, it's been so long I don't even remember, man. Well, welcome back. Thanks again. Okay, let's get into this, guys. This is something I'm very excited to talk about. As you know, I am a video game nerd. I've always have been since I was a kid. I've also used to have a addiction to buying arcade games. Well, I've never bought that many because when I had that addiction, I was a broke person. But in my life, I've had a handful. One of my favorites was when I lived in Ohio. I had an original Gauntlet, which I love. Gauntlet. It was a 4-player Gauntlet game. And it was one of the things I had to sell when I moved to California because it was just too big. It was like, all right, I never even used it. It was just in my living room, more for looks. And then I was really lucky to get a Pac-Man when I moved to LA. Because I, didn't have an arcade game, and I found a Pac-Man that was somebody had put in a storage unit 10 years ago, and they said it's just been sitting there for so long, and they don't ever use it or look at it, and so they were selling it on Craigslist, and it said first come, first serve, need to get rid of today. I got there. I handed the guy $500. It was in great condition. I would say perfect, but it was in great condition. It had been in the storage unit for a while. I still have it. It's not in as good condition anymore just because I've moved like 3 times since I got it. But it is one of my favorite things. I love having an original Pac-Man because as a kid, arcade games came out, and Pac-Man was Pac-Man fever. You don't even understand when Pac-Man came out how popular Pac-Man was. It was a million times more popular than Mario Brothers. I mean, the whole world was playing Pac-Man. Arcades were one of my favorite things. We didn't have home systems we had Atari. That doesn't even come close to what the graphics were like in an arcade game or arcade room, So my favorite is... and I'm sure my parents' favorites now looking back at this. My parents, me and my friends, like I had 3 really close friends, and we would hang out almost every day. And my friend Akira and Jason and Matt. So yeah, 3 friends. And every day or every Friday and every Saturday, our parents would drop us off at the arcade, and we would just pretty much hang out there till about 10 o'clock at night. And then they would pick us up. So it was good. It was like our babysitter was being at the arcade. And I forget how much money my mom would give me to spend at the arcade. I would probably say it was just $20. Games used to be about $25. until Dragon's Lair came out, and then that kind of, we'll get into that in a second. But when Dragon's Lair came out, it was like one of the first games I remember that it was 50 cents to play because it was a laser disc, and it was more expensive for the arcade to buy because it had a laser disc player inside of it. It was a cartoon game by Don Bluth. Probably I would consider it my favorite game of all time because I was a nerd growing up. I liked to draw, and I used to love drawing Dragon's Lair. Don Bluth was one of my favorite artists, and he made this game. And I think overall, even though I never even became great at it, I would still, because it's a hard ass game, I would still say that it was one of my favorite games, just because I just loved, at the time. At the time, you were looking at Pac-Man, but then you look over and you see this cartoon that was the video game. A cartoon is a video game. I mean, even nowadays, video games really try to push that limit of graphics to where it feels like you're playing a cartoon. Like Cuphead is a good example of that. Looks kind of like you're playing a cartoon, but even Dragon's Lair, well, that's a different thing. Now, sure, down at the nitty gritty of Dragon's Lair, it is just pretty much a choose your own adventure. It's like when you get in a fight, like on Call of Duty or something like that, and it says press X, 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 press up, up, up. It's like one of those, what are they called, cutscenes or whatever. Anyways, it's one of my favorite games. I had always dreamt about having a Dragon's Lair arcade game, but the more I looked into it, the more I found out that because there's a Laserdisc player in it and stuff like that, it's actually a really expensive game to maintain and repair and fix, because it's not just a car, it's way more complicated than that. Dragon's Lair was next level, I guess, when it came to games. So I kind of gave up on that, and then that company 1UP came out. And if you don't know what 1UP is, they pretty much make smaller versions of arcade games. Now, you probably have seen a few in my back. You can see right here, that is a Miss Pac-Man, and you can't tell, but right next to it is a Star Wars sit-down. And on top of that is a mini Pac-Man that's like even smaller. But those are all three made by 1UP. And 1UP, in my opinion, has been pretty good. Like I know arcade, a lot of people that are really hardcore into like arcade games and stuff, they tend to like them, but they also think that they're not as good as the original. Of course they will. How could, this Pac-Man be anywhere close to the Pac-Man that I have downstairs? I mean, there's just something cool about it, right? But for the most part, I've bought because they're pretty inexpensive, that Miss Pac-Man, I think I got on clearance or something. And I think I maybe got it for like $150, $200. They usually range, $200, $300 or so, like that. There's some that are a little bit more expensive, and but for the most part, I bought my nephews. I think I bought them Street Fighter in the past. It's a good present to give kids too, because it's smaller and it fits in their little small rooms, and they think it's cool, right? So I have enjoyed them for the most part. Putting them together is kind of a fucking pain in the ass, but I eventually bought the 1UP Dragon's Lair, and I bought it maybe a year ago. They made a mini version of Dragon's Lair, and it got pretty good reviews. It looks just like, let me just see if I should pull this up. Here we go. Here is, and they did a good job. They did things like, they had that secondary scoreboard on the top. So those numbers where it's like analog numbers. They even did like the second screen that showed like the credits and your score. Anyways, this is Dragon's Lair, and 1UP did a fantastic job recreating the Dragon's Lair experience, including everything to the little details of how, the front looks, or how, where, the joysticks are, like the artwork and stuff on the side. Uh, and the screen was pretty good. And for the most part, like this guy, look at this guy. This guy has a whole collection of these tiny one-up games. So this is like a, and I'm preaching to the choir when it comes to this shit, because you guys know this. You guys have seen these little one-ups. This is something a lot of dentist offices have been putting these in the dentist office. So when kids come over, they can come over and play and like they're in an arcade, and that's cool, because it's a good way to take a small space. Also, like if you live in a house and you have your little man cave, you could have like a little cool little arcade, right? And I agree. I got the Dragon's Lair. I hate to admit it that I have not even put it together yet, because originally I was doing VR virtual Redban downstairs in a different studio. You old timers might remember that. And I was going to put it in there, and then I moved up here, and I don't know if I want to put it up here because I love it so much. So it's been just kind of sitting in my old office, and I've thought about it so many times, like, where should I put this? I want to put this somewhere cool. I mean, I should just put it up here, I guess. Why not? It's so pretty. But I actually haven't even put it together yet. But it solved one thing. It was an inexpensive way for me to have my childhood, the memories of Dragon's Lair, have it at a reasonable price and small enough to keep it in my house. And it doesn't have a laser disc in it. It actually has a very good emulation system. And, it's just like using an emulator. And it's way, way better than having some antique Laserdisc player in there. And it looks and sounds exactly like the original. But another company came out and started doing something very similar. This company is called New Wave. Now, I have heard about this, and I have been following this, I'd probably say about for a year to 2 years now, maybe 2 years. I found out about this company called New Wave, and shockingly enough, their logo looks just like the Sunset Strip logo. You want a little peek of it? I mean, it's like put two palm trees there, you got the Sunset Strip logo, which is funny. But their deal is, instead of making one like a arcade that's a little bit smaller that you could put in your room, but these actually feel big enough where you're like, this is the perfect size. I don't need it any bigger. This is good. It's like a little iPad screen, maybe bigger than an iPad screen, whatever. But these guys at New Wave went somewhere different. They, instead of making one that size, they made one that is, I think, 1/6 scale to the actual arcade game. So 1/6 of the size. I think this right here is maybe, if I were to do it out of 6, I'd probably say that's 4/6 size, maybe. I don't know what size the one-ups are. But New Wave is doing 1/6 size. So they're about this big. So it's big, and you could still actually play it with these little controllers and stuff like that. And I saw them around. There was a Kickstarter here that I saw on Kickstarter here. But I was like, why would you want something so small? I'm like, I don't get it. Well, I then stumbled upon a review on YouTube of Dragon's Lair, because I'm always constantly looking up shit about Dragon's Lair, right? And somehow this came on YouTube, and I stumbled upon it, and I watched the review, and there was all these little details about it that I didn't know. And then it dawned on me, this isn't like something you play every day. This is not meant to be something that's like one of these one-up arcades behind me. This is like something more like, you want, like, how like people make models of trains and people have like those things hanging on their ceiling of like World War II aircraft and stuff that are just highly detailed creations. It's pretty much exactly, every detail is exactly to the same as the original aircraft or whatever. I mean, that used to be really popular when I was a kid because we were losers and had no electronics and stuff. But like model shops and building like models were really, really popular. And miniatures, like I knew people that used to do trains, and they would make the whole yards with the train yards and the small buildings and the people that waving outside. I mean, that used to be so big when I was younger. And I get it. It's somebody that likes something so much, they want a nice recreation that they could hold and look at, And after watching this review of this unit, I went online and I was like, you know what? I want that Dragon's Lair. I want that Dragon's Lair. I want this little tiny version of Dragon's Lair. Well, unfortunately, it was sold out. And that's one thing about this is a lot of these sell out really, really, really quick. And a lot of them they only make like 5,000. So they're making a limited number of a lot of these. This isn't something they sell and then they stop selling. This is something that they order and make a certain number of, for the most part. I don't know if it's all of them, but from what I'm understanding, a lot of them are like they make 5,000 of them and that's it. And so there's like that collector's thing to it where you're immediately like Pokemon cards, or something like that. Like I must own. But I still wasn't sold on it yet. But then I found a Dragon's Lair on eBay, and they were going for around, all right, so they go new. I think they're like $179 usually. Yeah, $170. $170 is what these little tiny versions of the arcade go for. $170. Pretty expensive, honestly, if you think about it. You can buy like, an Xbox S for $300, and this only plays one game and it's a tiny version of it. It's almost like, kind of weird that it's that much, right? So I think I found it on eBay for like $200 to $300. And I'm like, ooh, but then I was like, you know what? I love Dragon's Lair. I just want this. Who gives a fuck? Let's go. And I ordered it and I got it. And when it arrived, it came in this big box. And, when you buy something on eBay, this is supposed to be brand new. It's kind of like, ooh, I hope the packaging's okay. This is where the company New Wave goes totally above and beyond. And that New Wave as a company gets who are buying these things. These are nerds. These are collectors. These are people that love and obsess about the history of arcade games and stuff like that. So they went the extra mile. They go the extra mile on everything. So when you get the box, you open it up, and then there's a big cardboard or another box. And this is the box that usually gets sent to like the stores and stuff, because this box says like Dragon's Lair on the side and everything, but it's just like, it's one color. And you're like, okay, seems like a pretty generic box for the box. All right, well, who cares? Then I open it up, and then inside of that is the retail packaging. These motherfuckers send you a box with 3 different boxes inside of it just to protect the inner box. And then when you get that inner box, this is where it gets fun, guys. When you get that inner box, it is a beautiful collector's, in perfect condition. I've never collected anything where I got shipped something from eBay and the box is the most perfect condition box I ever have seen. And the artwork of this box, bright, colorful, just quality. Look at all the credits on the backs. These are the features, and it's all in the different languages and stuff. There's hair on it. Anyways, just an amazing box. Even when you open up the box to reveal everything, look at the first thing you fucking see in this beautiful colored box. The original Dragon's Lair poster. Oh my God. How many times have I drawn this as a kid and obsessed about the beautiful Daphne? Ooh, you know, or that's that son of a bitch. Oh, just everything about it. I mean, perfect packaging design, perfect everything. Everything amazing. Now, I'm going to show you some stuff about this, just to show you how cool this is. There's a couple things I left downstairs. It comes, you know what? Let's just look right at the unit. Let me just smoke some green tea. All right. You guys ready to see the most sexiest thing ever? Look at this motherfucker, guys. Look at this. Beautiful. The artwork. The artwork is exactly every single detail of this is 100% accurate. The coin door is made out of metal, and it opens up and there's a tray right in here. And yes, one of the things I left downstairs is that New Wave, everything you buy from New Wave or any of these things, they always come with these mini tiny quarters. They look like quarters. They're little metal quarters that like Barbies would hold. I left it downstairs, but so you could put little quarters in there, you know, why not? The joysticks here. This, now you think they would fuck this up. Now, if this was some bullshit, cheap ass Chinese company that this, you guys, when you feel this, oh, it feels good and solid. This feels like a metal rod thrown into the ground, and these buttons, perfect. And they're set up exactly like the original version. There's these speakers up here, exactly how they used to be. Those are actually fake false speakers. The sound actually comes out of the back, just FYI. But just every single detail. The red stripe. I remember my first time I ever walked into an arcade and saw this. Just now, imagine you're looking at fucking like Miss Pac-Man and shit with goofy characters, and you see this motherfucker sitting there. And I used to go to Showbiz Pizza. I was lucky. I was from Columbus, Ohio, and I lived next door to one of the best Chuck E. Cheese's, and literally a block down the street was one of the best Showbiz Pizzas, which was even better than Chuck E. Cheese. And I remember Showbiz Pizza, right when you walked in, this was staring right at you. And on top, there was a bigger TV screen so that when somebody's sitting here playing it, everyone would just go around. People would just sit around, crowds of people like it was a movie or a comedy show. And they would just sit there and look at the person playing because it was like watching a cartoon. Dragon's Lair, man. Amazing. Now, this has an HDMI port, full-sized HDMI port right here. And supposedly, New Wave is bringing out a TV that fits on here, a little mini TV, so that you could actually even recreate that experience. Now, this is made out of real wood. These are the exact decals on the side. There's plastic, wood, metal. This thing is heavy. This is pretty much more a beautiful like piece of art than it is anything that you would find like at Hot Topic or some cheap shit you would find out. This is like feels you bought an art piece. That's by the way, I did not get sent this unit. I bought this shit overpriced on eBay, and we'll get into all that in a second. But this is, if you are like me, that's kind of like an 80s kid, 90s kid, and you love video games, I tell you what, man, you keep your eye on this fucking company because this shit is beautiful. Now, on the back, it also has a USB port that you could charge either old school or the new school. It has a second USB port. You can hook up an Xbox controller, or you just hook up any controller to this. It's an emulator. It will work. Especially, I tested it out on an Xbox controller. It works great. So you could put this on your TV. I don't know what the resolution is. Somebody told me it was 720. So it's not the best. It's not like, sure, it would be great to have 4K. But you know what? I feel like if you really want to play this game, you could get it on Xbox or, a legit version of it. This is something different. So let's turn it on because, yes, this has a battery in it. Oh, wait, before we turn it on, check this out. Unnecessary. This is how much detail is this. This pulls out. Inside of here, look, I have not even looked at this myself, guys. Look, I am opening this up. So it's a little shelf. This is a 100% recreation of, you got it, the Laserdisc player that was in the machine. This is a Laserdisc player. A lot of you weren't even born. You don't even know what you've probably heard of Laserdisc players. I was a big Laserdisc player fan. Not a lot of people are. It is down to like the details of the back and stuff. Oh, and look at this. It opens up and it is a fucking exact replica of a Laserdisc player. Now, here's something else. I have not looked in my bag of goodies yet. I heard there's a secret in here. Oh, yes there is. Oh my God, and I found the coins. Here's the coins. I'll just zoom in right here. There's the coins. Fake coins. Hold on, I want you to see this, so. Okay, so there's the coins. And if you turn it over, but check this out, guys. What about the real Laserdisc of Dragon's Lair? It comes with a mini fucking Laserdisc. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta not rip this. I know I'm excited right now. When in doubt, use your teeth. Nope. Oh my gosh. How do I get this out? Oh, I'm stupid. Wow. This is a wild turn of events. Get off here. Jesus, that was annoying. Okay, so Laserdisc came in these sleeves, and store-bought ones were a little different than what you would expect a generic sleeve for a arcade Oh my God, it's not open. I don't want to open this. I don't want to open this. Why are you making me open? Oh, it's already open. Okay. Shit, I almost tore that open. Look at this, guys. A little fucking laser disc. It even says, I believe it says Dragon's Lair on it, right? Oh my God, how do we see that? I can't see it. I need it. You guys could probably see it. Does it say Dragon's Lair on it? I can't even see. Oh, well, I need glasses. It's very tiny, but put the laser disc. Shut the laser disc. Put it back in your laser disc container. I didn't scratch it. And then just put it back in. I mean, is this shit not blowing your fucking mind? Now, do you get why I'm kind of getting obsessed? It's too micro? Okay. Okay. It also comes with a Daphne sticker. Am I still on this? Yeah, I am. Okay. Maybe I'm not. Let's just go auto. It also comes with a Daphne sticker. If you know who Daphne is, you know Dragon's Lair. Cute. It also comes with what is this? This is a alternative artwork that I don't know if this is official, but I believe this was alternative artwork that maybe was like either some arcades had this instead of the other ones, or this was a. Anyways, there's like little perforations that you can cut out the holes, and then you could put this right here and change the artwork from this one to this one. Usually when they do this kind of stuff, it's because there was an alternative, maybe rare, but there was a few of them, and they really wanted to make it so you remember Dragon's Lair how you remember it as a kid. It also comes with, what is this? A envelope. Oh, nice. And inside is a really nice piece of art. It's the poster version, a mini poster of Dragon's Lair, and it's on this really nice paper stock. And you know, all these tiny little details is really, you know, especially for people that collect like comics, you know, statues and stuff like that, like, you know, like, or any collectible nerd stuff. This is like above and beyond. This is not, I love 1UP, but this is like next level shit. Now, here's another really cool thing. Every one of their games at New Wave come with a instruction manual, and this is the manual that would come with the real arcade game. So when you bought this game if you owned an arcade in the 80s and you bought Dragon's Lair, it would come with this paper telling you basic stuff, you know, and stuff like that. Or at least that's how this is designed to look like. Like if you look inside, it's very much styled off the original instructions that came with it. Even down the line, like different versions, I even heard that it's even like tinted yellow, like there's like, it's just old and stuff. Like there's all these little details. It also comes with one other thing. That's the thing that I left downstairs. It comes with different ball heads for your joystick, because a lot of arcades, you know, they would replace these little balls on the joystick, this little ball right here. And they usually had like 5 different colors, like black or blue and stuff. So it came with, so you can unscrew this little ball and put whatever one that you remember. Like, I feel like I remember a black ball head when I played it. I don't remember. All right, so let's turn this bitch on. And for this, let's see if I can get a better camera angle. All right, this is pretty good, right? too much glare. Oh, I got a good idea. Hold on. All right, you know what? You come back up here. Do this. Turn this on like this. And go like the. Go like the. Go like the. All right, let's turn this motherfucker on, all right? Let me get the microphone kind of close to that. I guess I can do it like this. So you guys can see the video. I don't know, you guys going to be able to see that video? All right, let's try this. I don't know how this is going to work. All right, I'm going to turn it on. See how this is lit up? The top mylar is lit up. There's a second screen down there with the numbers. The coin slots are lit up.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
All right, so now if you click on these little things, they give you credits. Here, let me get over here a little. So like this gives you options. When you click that, it gives you options. So you can like choose things like, oh God. You need to get some WD-40 for that. So you got like screen brightness, game audio, attract mode. That's what we were just watching. It's called the attract mode. Dirks, you can actually take this down and add more, like 5 lives, or just go into unlimited. This is a hard game. Might as well do that. Marquee, you could turn the marquee on or off. So I'll just show that. See, there you go. Difficulty level, easy, medium, hard. That's the timing, how quick you have to do it. Joystick sound, when you click something, it goes boink. Screen blanking, back in the day, it used to take a bit for the laser disc to go to the next chapter or whatever. So there used to always be like a black screen for like a couple seconds. Anyways, people that play this game nowadays, or people that are younger, they don't like that. It seems like there's something wrong with the game. So that's called screen blacking. So that this takes that out. So it goes right to the next, because it's not a laser disc anymore. So I don't want to keep that on. I don't want that. Now you just press this other. You press this other one, and this gives you credits. You could tell by the top screen every time I hit the left one, I'm adding credits. Now, I can't even see the screen right now, and I already suck at this, but let's just show you. I'll hit one player. God, I can't see it. Oh, fucking died. This is one thing I don't like. For some reason, this is not in order. I can't even see, dude. It's more like a timing thing. Anyways, all right, chill out. Anyways, there you go. That is a look at the beautiful Dragon's Lair mini arcade. I do want to know why that wasn't playing in order. Like that was just playing random levels of Dragon's Lair, and I haven't figured out what's going on with that. Yeah, that's weird. If anyone knows, leave me a comment, please, because I tried to look it up the other day and I can't figure it out because it's not in the settings. None of this is. I wonder if there's like a. Oh. Whatever. There you go. I just wanted to show you this. This is very amazing. Let's get back to the program here. Oh God. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, let's just do it like that. Put this monitor back here. Hold this. Take this off my computer's intake vent. So there you go. There's the Dragon's Lair. This is sold out. Yeah. On the back, there is a serial number, and it says 600 out of 2,000. They only made 2,000 of these, and it was selling for $170. It goes fast, though. It goes fast. It goes fast. If you look at their website, it's kind of depressing. Because New Wave has an amazing logo that looks just like the Sunset level. It just looks like Grand Theft Auto over and over. Everything's Grand Theft Auto. But if you look at their website, they show all the games that they're doing or have. Making myself a real quick Mountain Dew. Just putting my Doritos juice in there. Anyways, their newest game is Space Ace, which is not really a sequel to Dragon's Lair, but it's made by the same style, same company, same artist, same everything. And a lot of people actually, including myself, enjoy Space Ace almost a little bit more than the original Dragon's Lair, or at least I think I do. I like Dragon's Lair 2 also, though. But anyways, they made a whole bunch of these games in the 80s. Anyways, this one is coming soon. It's not out yet. It should be any day now that this is out, and it will probably sell out soon. They also are coming out with Ghosts and Goblins, which I think is one of the hardest games I've ever played in my life. That's a hard-ass fucking game. You guys ever fucking play that? I just spilled a shitload of drink right on my crotch. That's great. Ghosts and Goblins, one of my favorite games. Sign up now. I will sign up. And they always do two different versions. Like this one right here, Ghosts and Goblins. This is, I don't even remember playing Ghosts and Goblins in the arcade. But what I'm saying is they do different versions of the same game. As an example, Space Ace comes in two versions. This is the official Space Ace arcade game that is coming out. But like me and a lot of people, this was rare as hell because arcades spent so much money on Dragon's Lair that they didn't want to buy another Laserdisc game. So they sold these conversion kits. So if you had a Dragon's Lair and you owned an arcade, there was a new sticker you put on the side that was a little bit bigger that would cover up the Dragon's Lair thing. There's a new Mylar on the top. There's a new thing you put over here. But you notice it looks exactly like the Dragon's Lair with the red stripes. Notice that? That's called a conversion. So this company is they're not even just releasing the regular versions, they're releasing the all the versions. This is the one I remember when I played Space Ace. It was a conversion. I have never seen this, and I'm a nerd. I have never seen an original Space Ace before. Maybe once. I take that back. Maybe once. But that's what's cool about this company. They have a bunch of games. Here's another one when Missile Command came out. Old school game. They had a field test edition, and this was like they were just kind of testing out a game. I've never seen this version of the game, but they also released the original version of the game. And I love Missile Command is one of the first games I remember playing. My aunt had Missile Command when I was a kid in her basement. I always wondered how they had it. I almost felt like they stole it or something. Like, how do you have this? This is 1981. How do you have Missile Command in your... You know, I never asked. I should ask my dad that now that we're all adults. It's his sister, for Christ's sake. They also sell small stools and small boom boxes. They also smell small Coca-Cola machines with tiny cans of Coke in them. See what I'm getting? They're selling a Zoltar soon. They have these change machines that are also USB hubs. So all these take batteries, but they also take USB power. So they have these change machines that look like change machines, but on the back, it's a USB hub. So you can plug all these in, have a change machine and then 4 of these little tiny arcades. So you can make your own arcade game for hamsters, or arcade room is what I'm saying. Oh, they even have a new Coke machine coming soon. Anyways, see all these games like Dragon's Lair sold out, Food Fight sold out. A lot of these games sold out. Cubert, one of my favorite games. And they have 2 of Cubert. You know what's cool? This is the Warren Davis edition. Warren Davis being the guy that made Cubert. He had his own personal version of Cubert, like when they were testing out the game, and he has it still. They even made that, like his own version. Like, look at the side art. Look how there's 3 different kinds of Cubert drawings. They were still testing out different styles of Cubert. Look at the side art. That has nothing to do with Cubert. Then you look at the original Cubert that they also sold. Oh, look at the name. The name on the front of it is, or the art on the front of it doesn't even say Cubert. It has like the cussing symbols. Now look at the regular Cubert, the one we all know. Totally different. Side art, exactly how I remember. That's a Cubert. But I just think it's cool that this company does all these little things. Like they're selling 2 different versions, and it's just like, for collectors, this is just, I'm addicted, guys. I'm addicted. Tempest, sold out. So this is where I want to tell you where this news... By the way, if you want to find any of that, go to New Wave Toys. If you're watching on Amazon, if you're watching on YouTube, there is an Amazon link below, an affiliate link, where I post one of the few versions available on Amazon still. There's still some in stock. And this is a good game that I think is... I think it's like a good entryway to the quality of this company, I guess would be a way to say it. And that is, of course, Missile Command. And this is the crazy version of it. But look, they have a tiny trackball. They have those tiny little red buttons. Do you guys remember these tiny red buttons? You used to click them and they go a little clicky noise. Anyways, here's where, I put a link below on YouTube. There's a link. So if you want to check it out on Amazon, it's still in stock right now. There's a few of them still in stock, I think, on Amazon. And that's when I got my Dragon's Lair the other day. And I was just like, I love you so much. You smell so good. And then I was like, I want to get another one of these. And then that's when I found out that they're all sold out. There's only 2,000 of that Dragon's Lair. 2,000? Doesn't that seem like a kind of a small number? 2,000? There's only 2,000 of these made? Doesn't that seem like a small number? That's insane. 2,000? You know how many millions of people? So anyways, that's when I went online and found out that all of them are sold out, and they were like 2,000 were made, and holy shit. Now I'm obsessing. I'm looking through their website and going, God damn it. Street Fighter? They have a Street Fighter? Yes, they have a Street Fighter. Isn't that crazy? Where is it? I want to show it to you. I don't think we looked at it. Wait, where is it? I don't even see it on the website. Did they get in trouble for it? Was it not real? Oh, there it is. Dude, check this out. They have a baby Street Fighter. And it comes with a baby mini fight stick so that you could play with 2-player. And on the back of it, there's a little, where the laser disc goes in Dragon's Lair. You put this in instead. It's just a tiny controller so your friend can play a tiny 2-player game with you. Yeah, but they had Street Fighter 2. Oh, they have a video? Well, that's too big. Oh, and by the way, this is the perfect size for any of your G.I. Joes or any 12-inch toys like Star Wars, or any of those. It is the perfect size so that you can make your G.I. Joes like play video games or give them video games to play. Let's check this video out though.
New Wave Toys set the high score for what a miniature arcade machine can be with our Centipede and Tempest cabinets. Now we're moving on to the 90s, and what better place to start than with Capcom's Street Fighter II Champion Edition. But can we successfully recreate one of the all-time best fighting games in 1/6 play scale? We're here at Capcom San Francisco to ask Street Fighter Pro Michael Martin, aka Bizarro Mike, what he thinks of our latest Replicade machine.
Oh my god! I wish you were over here and you had that. You still, nope. The way this plays is tight, accurate, considering, you're used to a large panel. Yeah, I mean, I can do some of the funky, dirty stuff that's in this game, as we've seen. I'm just over here psycho crushing and throwing Ken.
Our Street Fighter II X Replicade cabinet has been miniaturized in 1/6 play scale, standing 12 inches tall. Every detail has been painstakingly reproduced, including the wooden dynamo cabinet in perfect profile, miniature micro switch joystick and action buttons, amplified stereo speakers, illuminated marquee and cabinet accents, die-cast metal coin door, and professionally reproduced cabinet artwork. And of course it plays the original arcade ROM, complete with dip switch difficulty setting. We've added some modern touches like a flat LCD monitor that won't burn in, manual volume control, and a rechargeable lithium-ion battery for up to 2 hours of unplugged play. Because Street Fighter is best played with 2
There's the
players,
back where the laser disc is on Dragon's Lair. Instead of a laser disc, there's a little door on the back of the machine that has the second player.
We're including this bonus custom mini fight stick complete with its own illuminated store and display compartment. Our Street Fighter X Replicade machine is fully licensed from Capcom. But the fighting action doesn't stop there. We've just announced that our Super Street Fighter II X Replicade machine will also include Super Street Fighter II Turbo. But listen up, Street Fighter fans, these handcrafted, fully functional wood and metal replica arcade machines will only be produced in limited quantities. The time to get your pre-order in is now before they're all gone. Click on the pre-order now button to reserve your very own.
So there you go. I found out that all these are sold out and they only made a small amount of them. I sit there and I go, what the fuck, man? I found out about this like 2 years ago and I didn't give it a chance. And now having it, I'm now addicted. I have now become like a collector of NFTs almost, I guess, in some ways. But I could actually hold it, you know? And there's a part 2 video coming soon for Virtual Redban. I spent almost $4,000 last night, drunk, 7 in the morning, and I finally got them all. So, new. So the next episode of, or not next, but whenever I get them all, you're going to have a part 2, and we're going to go through all of these motherfuckers. That's how much I got obsessed. Got obsessed, guys. I even got the coin machines. I even got some stools. We're going to check that out. So look for part 2 whenever you see this. Check out newwavetoys.com if you want to start this objection. And no, New Wave has not paid me, given me anything. I actually, you can call it a drunk purchase, but I think it's pretty fucking cool. I am going to have a room, and it's going to be a small arcade, and it's going to be the size of a normal person's bedroom, and it's just going to be mini arcade games. And then I'm going to rent it out for people to, what if I had tiny hamsters with little hats on, and you just got to look at them playing all this, see if they could play games. Maybe it would just be a little hamster arcade game room, but it's huge. I don't know. Gotta think of that. I don't know. Little hamster arcade. But then I have to have hamsters. I don't really want hamsters. They die easy. You know what though? I wouldn't mind having some of those other ones. What are they called? They're not hamsters. They're guinea pigs. I wouldn't mind having some guinea pigs though. Are like, oh wait, guinea pig size, dude. This is perfect guinea pig size. I could have a guinea pig arcade. That makes, yeah. Mice would be like, they can't even play. They're just gonna eat the coin door. But a guinea pig arcade room, just with mini arcade games. There might be something to that, guys. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I think we should just put a little check mark on that. And we have to go back to that sometime. All right, guys? Can we all agree that? Yeah. What am I talking about? This thing even has a 2-hour battery life. That's cool. You could just like take this in the car and be a real weirdo. You know what I do like about this is like when you're laying, like I was laying on the couch and I had this on my chest and I was just like sitting there going, I got my little arcade, and it's totally ineffective. It's ineffective. You know what I mean? It's just a bad idea. If I wanted to play Dragon's Lair, there's way better ways to do it. But it kind of felt good, like you're holding a little thing, and then you just put it back on your shelf. Go back. It's kind of cool. You could just, if you had like a really nice shelf, you could like go home and be like, you know what? I'm feeling like Hubert today. And it's like grabbing a thing of wine. Oh, yeah, you know what? This is a Hubert night for me. I'm a Hubert boy now. I like it. New Wave it is really cool. And you know the crazy thing about them, well, as I clicked about us on their website, is that they're from North Hollywood, California, and I just moved from there, and I just found out about them. Man, if I knew about them, I'd be like, hey, man, let's hang out and smoke some weed. They live down the street from me where I moved from. All right. Check it out. New Wave. Cool shit. All right, guys. We've been going on for a while. How are you guys doing in the chat? You guys like this shit? You guys like this shit? Isn't that cool? I just thought this was cool. I might be wrong. I love it. I love it so much. I love this. No, it's cool. It's cool because I love it when a company really cares about what they're selling. You know, this is like next level craftsmanship and quality. I mean, I wish you guys can like actually look at it and hold it. Like if you're looking at it, I mean, you just stare at these little tiny details and it's just like, this is just beautiful. This is just beautiful. And there's just all these little things like the original stickers that they had in the back and serial number and shit. Very cool. I can't wait to have that next episode, guys, or when I get all these machines in. It's also going to be funny. There's some drama. There's one machine that was almost impossible to get, and there was one machine that was way more expensive than all the other ones. And I think it was just because it is that rare. It was also new, brand new. A lot of them were brand new, or all of them were brand new. I wanted brand new. I was thinking, where am I put them in my house? I was just fantasizing, and I know Janice would be so upset about this, but I was fantasizing like, what if I have it like there's a column that connects like one hallway to the other hallway, and there's like a column in the middle. I was like, what if I just had like these tiny shelves and had like 6 of them going down the column, like each one was a tiny shelf that just had one of the tiny arcades on. And I get it. That's the nerdiest shit ever. That's like if you go over to somebody's house and they like sports and they have like a fucking football in a glass case. I can't do that to my girlfriend. I mean, that's just too nerdy. I get it. Do you guys in the chat room, do you guys have nerdy shit in your living room on the wall? I mean, I used to. I'm trying to calm down a little. Now I just have like cubes, like acid cubes and shit like that, you know, psychedelic art pieces and stuff. But do you have any of that nerd shit in your living room anymore? I'm trying to think if we have anything. I have some Katamari statues, I guess. I do have some shit. I have some little Mario's, like, what's those statues you put on the Wii and they give you points. I have those, like, but it's not like out in the open. Well, I guess it's kind of, no. But it's not, like on the walls, it's just artwork, like cool artwork and stuff. But it's not like shelves of like, what are those things called with the big eyes that people collect? Those little vinyl figures, something pops. Yeah. Have you ever been to somebody's house and they have like fucking like shelves and shelves of those, whatever those pops are called? You know, those little dolls you get with the big eyes. What are those things called? I hate those things. I don't have any of those, I don't think. You know what I like? I like two things that make vinyl toys, like real shit. I like motherfucking McDonald's shit. This is a real McDonald's toy. And I like my buddy Plastic Cell. Look at the detail in that shit. You know, this guy is so fucking popular. It's actually 2 guys. I think they're brothers. He's so popular. You know, he made the Joe Rogan one. He's made many of these. He's so popular that he has people making fake ones of him. And I send him all the time. All these fake ones. I get all these ads on Facebook with like these generic versions of his. Ugh. All right, you know, I have one news story. I have a few news stories, but there's only one that I want to touch on because we're going so late anyways, and it's so late at night. Holy shit, it's 1:24. We're just doing one news story, and then we're going to go into virtual reality part 2. One news story. VR chat drops Quest 1 support after June. Holy shit. I don't know if I know anyone that's still using the Quest 1. Maybe? In our group, I don't think so. But that is weird. Pretty quick how fast this happens, right? VR Chat joins a growing list of VR games dropping Quest 1 support ending after June 30th. This is primarily due to Meta's deprecation of the Quest 1 SDK, which will prevent us from keeping VR Chat updated properly on this device. So pretty much Facebook is dropping their support of their own device that makes it almost impossible for any company to keep up because they're not sharing any details anymore because they want you to stop to. This isn't the first time that VR Chat's communicated plans to end Quest 1 support, having previously revealed that the news during its April 13th developer update. Back then, no specific end date was provided, and only confirmed that support would finish within the next 3 to 6 months, making this announcement earlier than expected. So there you go. If you have a Quest 1 and you enjoy VR Chat, which is what we use here at Virtual Redban, you gotta get a job, dude. Get a job. Anyways, hey guys, if you're new here, this is Virtual Redban. I hope you enjoy my in-depth look at, what I think is a very cool company, New Wave, newwavetoys.com, and their new products. And I will be talking about them in the future a lot more. Yep. Look for that very soon. But if you're new here, this is the part where I just, I talked about that for a while. And the actual meat of this show is where I play virtual reality. And a lot of people don't like the second part. That's right. It comes in 2 parts. This part's about to end. But don't worry, in about 10 minutes, part 2 is going to start, and we're going to be in virtual reality. That's right. This is Virtual Redban, and it is in 2 parts. Now, you might be going, Brian, why does it seem like right now you're not really paying attention to my needs and wants? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's because I am making the thumbnail for part 2 right now, and it is a personal challenge to try. Wait, what should part 2 be? Part 2 should be VR part 2. It's a personal challenge for me to try to act like I'm paying attention. Like I'm trying to separate my brain pretty much into 2 parts. One part that's typing and doing Photoshop. I'm doing a thumbnail, and the other part is trying to do I guess there has to be I wish I went to college to become a newscaster or something, because I bet there's a name for it where you are just kind of killing times, but your brain is separated in 2 while you do it, and the second part of your brain is just babbling about nothing. Because that's pretty much that's pretty much. Oh God. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry about this. See, it's harder than you think. It's harder than you think. Because right now I'm doing it, and it's hard as fuck. You know what? You know what's so hard about this right now is because part 2, usually I can just reuse the same image of part 2. I guess I should, right? Just use the same image. Just make it totally different. I guess I have to do that, right? I wasn't going to use the same background image. Oh man, this one's harder than I thought, because usually I could reuse images for part 2, but this one makes no sense because I'm not going to be talking about Dragon's Lair at all. You know what I mean? So I have to make it look what the fuck-ish, I guess. I got to actually use some filters. Maybe I could go on to some stylized shit. Oil paint? Yeah, let's just do some oil paint. Let's make it stupid. Well, why is that not doing anything? I didn't do Okay, yeah, it actually did shit. That's so dumb. I hate oil paint. All right, I got it now. Holy shit, this sucks. All right, I need to make that tiles. Inverse image. All right, let's do that. Oh, that's even worse. I hate everything about this. Nope. I don't like this. I failed. I don't like. What is wrong with this? Why is this so bad? All right, I guess I'm just going to change this color and call it a day. Ooh, I hate this. All right, guys, I'm not saying that was a good thumbnail. Maybe this is going to be a members only part 2. If you don't know what that is, pretty much I have a membership on YouTube. If you see where it says subscribe, it's only $5 a month. And what that gives you is part 2 of a lot of virtual Redbans that eventually get deleted. And bonus videos. But anyways, welcome to Virtual Redban. This is the end of part 1. Part 2 is about to start in 10 minutes. Refresh your page and you'll see part 2 in about 10 minutes. Or just follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/Redban, twitter.com/Redban. And I'm about to post a link in about 1 minute for part 2. We'll be back in part 2 in virtual reality. So grab a drink, take a piss, walk the dog, get ready for part 2 of Virtual Redban. And virtual reality.